We are back. It's Queening Out, and we have a very special guest.
My season 6 sister.
It's Darienne
Darienne
Lake.
Hi. Ooh, hello.
Wow. Dip into
Been too
these
long.
waters, honey.
The cool, refreshing, and slightly poisoned waters.
Not slightly poisonous.
Oh, well, Kodak did a job on us up here in Rochester, New York.
Okay, I know that's right. How are you, sister? It's so good to see you.
I'm doing really well. Enjoying the day. The beautiful weather has finally arrived, and that really puts me in a good mood for once.
Well, it was so nice to see you for about 3 seconds at DragCon. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, so busy. Everybody everywhere. You were like running little dabbers around. It's a lot.
Making sure she didn't poop on the pink carpet. Yeah.
I know. I can't say the same for myself. This is why I could never own a dog, because I gag when I have to pick up my own shit off the front lawn. So
I cannot. Are you like divine though? And do you taste it or no?
ew, no, but you always like to taste your own brew. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Gross.
I just want to say I think you did so freaking incredible on the show this year, and I was so happy to have you back on my television screen where you belonged.
Thank
You had
you.
some of my
Thank you.
favorite looks. I loved the Billie Eyelash look. That was
Thank
so
you.
amazing to me. So unexpected. I thought you nailed that to the
Right.
T. And I also really loved your net gala look. The basketball hoop was genius.
Yeah,
Genius.
Dallas did an amazing job on that, and it just was so stupid and silly and camp and drag and everything I love about drag.
Yeah, and I love that you really brought that this season. I love that you were true to who you were from season 6, but I really felt like you were super elevated and you really brought such like iconic, memorable looks.
Yeah, I mean, just wait till you see the Fame Games, the Queen of the Fame Games. So I'm pleading for your vote right now, and I'm going to be smear campaigning everybody else.
As you should be.
Darienne, I would love to know from you, from season 6 to now, did you feel like you had to hold back on any of your comedy chops or anything because you were afraid of getting canceled, or like how the fans have changed from your season to now? Like, did you feel like you had to hold back at all?
No, because I have nothing to lose. I mean, really, I'm not super popular or whatever, especially because of whatever transpired with season 6. So I've got nothing to lose. I don't give a fuck. You like me, you don't like me. I'm not gonna try and make the people who don't like me like me. I'm only going to try and please the people who already do. Those are the ones who I know are my diehard fans and stuff. And we all evolve and change as we get older, but I think I'm still true to myself and everything. And I think I was able to show how I did elevate some of the areas where I was weaker, especially with fashion, because that was never really afforded to somebody of my size, before. So,
well, you killed it every time you came out with a fashion look, like Laganja was saying. And I also know that at Roscoe's, I heard that there was a little rumor that the the outfit that you had for the Ask the World turns was actually Miss Kasha Davis's. Was that true?
yeah. So she had gotten it from the drag stop, and she didn't really like, I think, the way that it looked on her or fit on her. And I tried it on, and I was like, oh, that looks really cute. And this was probably about a month or two before I went away for the show. And so it just so happened that I was like, oh, I have this, and this would work. And then I had another outfit as well that, planned. I had a lot of backups just in case. So
Smart.
yeah. So I just, threw things around and stuff to see what would fit and what works. And, I always had a look, but then a backup look too. So
Were the constraints on packing the same as it was when we were on season 6? Because, I'd spilt some
Right.
tea on an earlier episode about Courtney bringing those giant wings and us being like, that doesn't fit in a bin. So I'm just
Right.
wondering, is it still the same, or are they a little bit more lenient with the All-Stars?
I think they're probably more lenient now, so yeah, I think they're a little bit more lenient. You get a little more space and everything, because they understand that, it's a new ball game now, So
Right. And do you get more
yeah.
time? Because I also think back when we were on season 6, we had 2 weeks to put our looks together.
I know there was not a lot. It was still not enough time. I'll say that. Yeah, we did get more time, but still not enough. Especially because you start reaching out to, designers and everything. And I was reaching out to designers year after year, because Kasha Davis was always like, girls are getting calls. We've got to get stuff made. come up with ideas and what could be like possible for a runway. So we were always trying to reach out to designers and nailing one down that's going to do something for me, whether they don't know if I have the budget or whatever. And I didn't even know like what things cost. I asked Courtney and I was like, what do things even cost? She's like, well, like $5,000 for like an amazing look. I mean, 10 if you want it to be epic. And I was like, oh, okay. So, when you get the list of all the different outfits, you're like, holy shit. But then reaching out to the designers and everything, and you have them working on stuff, and they're like, oh, yeah, don't worry, I'll have it to you by, I don't know, like whatever today is, May 29th.
Yeah.
And because I can't get specifics because I'll get a phone call from them, be like, anyway.
Oh.
So, if you're like, oh, yeah, I'll have it to you by then. And then like, oh, yeah, I'll ship it out 2 weeks before. And then on the 28th, they're like, yeah, it's I'll have to overnight it to you. And you're like, okay, great.
I know. People really don't realize how much work it is to get ready for Drag Race. That's why one of the main things that you're talking about, I'm like, this is why I don't go back, is because it's so stressful.
You should. You definitely should. I think if you would have said yes, they wouldn't have had me on this year.
No. Well, then I'm really glad I said no, because I loved having you on. It really, like I said, it's just so nice to see my season 6 sisters back on the show. I saw something recently that said basically anyone from season 6 who goes back always goes home in the first half. So I think we are cursed.
It's because they're out to get us, really. I think that's what it is. They're out to get us. We come from the best season of the most amazing people.
Period.
And they're trying to get us, every year they always do like the reading challenge in the beginning and the talent show. And I'm like, I totally would have killed that. So I think they're like,
you would have.
You know what? She wasn't great at fashion during her season. Let's start with a fucking fashion show. I'm like, curses. You horrible people. You're trying to get rid of me.
What would you do for the talent show? Are you allowed to tell us?
Like I would do something where I excel, I could do, like giving blowjobs and stuff. I'm really amazing at that. I could suck a watermelon through a garden hose. I didn't get this big not knowing how to eat. And so, that would be definitely one of those, comedy
epic,
has always
honestly.
been in my wheelhouse, so stand up or something. Even I can carry a tune.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we expect any new music coming from you soon?
No. I'm good. That's another thing that costs so much money for like whatever you get in return.
Preach.
Well, Darienne, you also have your comedy special out now, right?
Absolutely. Altered Boy. Yeah. So for me, it was like trying to put together like a one-woman show that has a lot of humor in it. So I also wanted to have like touching and real moments about my real life. So, I love, I was very proud of it. And especially it all came together, and I was putting that together simultaneously with some other projects at the same time. And then, even the ideas of putting together Drag Race at the same time was hectic. And, it's like, okay, where am I going to go? And, so it was a lot of work.
Watch your special?
You can download it for purchase or for rent. Amazon, I think, has it, and Apple TV and Comcast and a whole bunch of the other ones or whatever. So, yeah.
Well, congrats on that. That's major.
Yeah, I know. And there was a nice little paycheck that went with it, too.
Hey, we love when our art makes us some money, honey.
Right, exactly. And then, it's like, because I've always been a starving artist, really. I mean, look at me. I'm wasting away to practically nothing. And so it's great to have that, and then also have it sponsored, like, or get me involved and get my creative juices going for other things. There were some jokes and stuff that I've written for other queens, whether it's for the Haters Roast tour or even for their All Stars run. And so it's something that I like to do, make myself laugh and make other people laugh, and so yeah, it's fun.
Now I have to ask another fun little fact from season 6 that people probably don't know about is when we had a day off, we were able to finally get haircuts. And Darienne actually gave me and several other girls haircuts on the show. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, are you still cutting the hairs and doing the do's?
I am still. Yeah. It's because, I've been doing hair since like 94, and those people are like my friends, not just like clients. And, I have a smaller clientele to make it manageable and a lot less days of the week or whatever. But it's also because I have to work as much as I can because I have nobody to take care of me. So I'm all alone. Um,
I get it, sis. Same.
so make as much money as I can. So maybe one day I'll be able to retire and not have to move into like Bianca's guest room or something.
Although if you're gonna move in somewhere, that would be a great place to move in.
It's nice. It's pretty awesome.
It is
Yeah.
nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I especially just remember that moment because, we're usually kept on what they call ice, which basically means we can't talk to one another. And when we're not filming, we're sequestered into our rooms. And so that day was really special because it allowed Darienne and I some time to like actually get to know each other and hang out without a camera in our face. And she obviously made me feel so much more attractive by cutting my hair, which was so kind of her to offer to do. And so, I'll always remember that moment. It was very special to me.
I didn't even charge the girls.
She did it. No, she did it.
Watch,
No.
you're now gonna get an invoice in the mail.
Okay.
From season 6.
Right.
Right.
Darienne, you had a few challenges which you miss out on. I'm very sad that you're missing out on Snatch Game, and I know that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Right. And because
So many
your
people.
Snatch Game from season 6 was
Amazing.
iconic.
Yep.
And underrated.
Miss
Yeah.
Paula Deen.
Of course.
Yeah. It was fun.
And then I know that you have. We won't know what you do until the Fame Games happen, because I heard that there's going to be some Fame Games Snatch gaming that we may be seeing.
Ooh.
Oh, this is new to me. No, I'm sure that like some of us will post. Yeah. Some of us will post like probably what we would have done and stuff, for the Snatch Game. So you'll get to see that, I guess, next week. Yeah, on Friday. So you get to see us post what we would have done. There was actually they always want you to have something and have a backup and all that, which is great. And so, yeah, there was a couple of choices. The person that I was probably going to do is probably because the other choice ended up getting done by somebody else. So
Ah.
I know.
The tea has
Therefore,
been spilled, honey.
they want to make sure that we don't conflict or whatever or repeat. But then sometimes they like to have, two queens doing the same thing. What you're going to do is not exactly what you are going to do. What was it that Gia said?
Okay, what you want to do isn't necessarily what you're gonna do.
So good. Yeah. There was a lot of things. Like, I think I even said, like, when we were doing the ball challenge where we were making stuff, I opened the box and said, take this shit back to Party City where it belongs. But I think they're all closing.
I love the iconic references. That's yes.
Yeah, there are a bunch of them. Like, even like with my my milk walk on, like I sort of did like a spilled milk type thing as well. But I was also saying I was like skim milk, because when I walked into the room originally on season 6, Milk says, "Hi, I'm Milk." I'm like, "Oh, hi, I'm Heavy Cream." So then that's why I wanted to do a callback to that as well. I love the old references for the
Me
old
too.
shows, old TV shows like season 6 from 10 years ago.
No, we're not old. We're just established.
Fingers crossed, I dropped dead. No, fingers crossed. that I see it.
No.
Yeah. I always tell people, I'm like, buy my merchandise now, because if I drop dead, it goes up in value.
Yes, Darienne, plug yourself right now.
Yeah, of course. I have merchandise. You can find it through my link tree or through my Big Cartel store or whatever. And I even decided to sell knockoff Darienne Lake shirts from my Billie Eilish look.
Love it. Smart. Very smart.
Also, I want to say, Darienne, I actually thought that your scene was pretty funny.
I did too.
Which one?
This week.
Oh, I know. Well, yeah, of course. It's bad enough that I had to come up with the entire concept and then also, perform the best in it, but then to get thrown under the bus. Oh, so now I'm playing the fame games. She's playing the blame games.
Oh, but no, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I honestly was like, why did they put her in the bottom this week? But
I
you know how
that
they
looks
do,
fantastic.
girl.
I know. I tell you. Son of a bitch. They got Miguel. It's
They
okay.
got
They
you,
Maybe they'll
got
have me
girl.
back. Yeah.
You never know. You never know. Well, we will definitely be tuning into the Fame Games. We are rooting for you and we love you. And as Joseph said, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course. And give everybody my love there.